But we begin tonight with the fungus fears that landed a University of Michigan researcher back in court today, days after being charged. Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Thank you for joining us. Now, the fungus has been described as a potential agroterrorism weapon that could destroy food crops like wheat and corn.
The researcher is accused of helping to smuggle the fungus from China through Detroit Metro Airport last July.
7 investigator Ross Jones is hearing from experts about the charges that suspect is facing and learning more about how dangerous the pathogen can be.
It certainly is a smuggling. It certainly is lying. It certainly is obstruction. But whether or not it's agroterrorism, that hasn't been shown yet in court.
On paper, the charges are alarming. 2 Chinese researchers accused of smuggling a potentially dangerous fungus into the U.S., hidden in luggage, to be brought into a lab at the University of Michigan. The fungus is a strain of a plant pathogen that can cause head blight, a disease that can be devastating to crops.
Fusarium graminearum is a fungal species that's capable of causing infection on wheat, corn, and other crops.
Dr. Martin Chilvers is a field crops pathologist at Michigan State University who has studied Fusarium graminearum. He stresses that the pathogen is widely prevalent across the country, occurring in nature, and is widely studied. It can be imported from other countries for research purposes, he says, but only after seeking permits through the Department of Agriculture.
Because the strain has been brought in internationally, there's always a concern that it might be a little bit different. It might, have other properties that might be a concern.
According to a criminal complaint, Zunyong Liu, a Chinese citizen who studies biological pathogens, was caught by Customs and Border Patrol officers trying to smuggle in samples of the fungus. At first, the feds say Liu made false statements to officers, saying he did not know what the samples were and that someone must have put them into his bag. He would later admit, according to the complaint, that he planned to clone the different strains in experiments he would conduct with his girlfriend, who worked at a lab at the University of Michigan, conducting research funded, the feds say, largely by the Chinese government.
So many people might think that this is unusual. Unfortunately, it's not. This is exactly the game plan of Chinese research scientists paid for by the Communist Party.
For years, Matthew Schneider was the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan.
And that's really no different from people coming into the United States and maybe counterfeiting auto parts and learning those sciences here, learning how to do that in our labs, and then bringing that back to China.
Significantly, the criminal complaint does not make any reference to a broader plot to spread the fungus outside of the lab in Ann Arbor. And based on what he's seen, Dr. Chilvers says he does not believe this case represents agroterrorism.
My guess is that the isolates were brought in for research purposes, non-nefarious reasons, just to better understand the system and provide better disease management options.
That U of M researcher was back in federal court today for a detention hearing. It was adjourned until next Friday while she tries to hire her own attorney. She will remain in federal custody until then. I'm Ross Jones, 7 News Detroit.
All right, thank you so much.